What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. All right, guys, thank you first off for joining me today on the live stream. I had a blast with you guys. Just so everybody is aware, we have a lot of people leaving the game. So I want to talk about this a little bit because it has kind of made a few folks insecure, but I want to put this back together into perspective and kind of just go over some of the things that you guys should know first off about the gaming sphere that is called gacha gaming, and why this is a very, very normal thing. So first off, I do want to say we obviously lost Nato as a player. That was a big one for the community. A lot of folks were upset about that. Some folks were obviously, okay with it. Some folks didn't care. Nonetheless, either way, it's still a blow to the game and it's a blow to the community because we have a lot of good players and Nato was one of them. Now, the second one, this one I think was even a bigger one. This is I'm gonna show you guys the tweet essentially. Typal, who I've had a great relationship with, who I've promoted as a content creator and as a player, has also left. So what up, y'all? I'll stop doing content for an indeterminate amount of time. I would come back for SLA, but I doubt it. So see you on the next game. So this again has left a gap in the player base, and again, what I consider to be a pro player has also now left the game. Another one bites the dust, and a lot of people are starting to worry about this because these are some major whales and some good players leaving. And I want to just start this off by saying this is normal. It sucks, but it's normal. This is what we deal with as gamers and as content creators on a constant basis. I call gacha gaming a revolving door. And the reason why I call it that is literally that's what it is. As one person exits, 10 more people enter, and it's a revolving door. This is the life cycle of every gacha. Everyone has to understand there is going to be a time and a place that this will no longer be the game that people want to play. All right, so I just want to make sure people understand. Hey, look at this! I beat Cerberus on my free-to-play account, by the way, on hard mode fairly easily. This is going to be probably next to impossible for my current setup, but as I'm running this, I won't run this. I'll do this sometime later. But this is a very normal reason of why this happens. Now, majority of people quitting, for the most part, are usually one of two different people. Okay, are free-to-play players who are not very adept to a gacha environment. They hate it. They move on because they don't want to spend a penny, and they don't understand how to maximize, utilize, nor do they watch videos. They don't care about guides. They're just the average player who doesn't care about it. They just want to have a good time and spend some time on a mobile phone. Those people quit all the time. Nobody really notices that. The second type of person that quits most of the time are big time whales. So Typal and Nato, for example, are considered two leviathans. Okay, two people who put a lot of money and effort into the game and have now left this to go find something else. And for someone like Typal, I imagine it's not necessarily the spending aspect that bothered him a lot, because he spent quite a bit. I think it was the challenge. I think maybe he was just bored of it and it just wasn't enough for him. And I can tell you now from knowing him, he spent countless, and I mean countless hours testing things out, doing the best possible builds, doing 20 hours of POD to get the highest score. Like, we talk about crazy, ludicrous amount of times, and anyone who puts that level of effort, you're gonna be burnt out. Okay? This is why when I make my content, guys, when I started making content on this game early access, I went ham. I started doing all the testing. I gave you guys all the data, all the numbers. But eventually I knew myself, if I continued on that trajectory of being a hardcore tester and doing everything to like the nooks and cranny of things, I would burn myself out. I don't have that kind of lifestyle. These are younger folks who have less to do than I do, but I know myself. And I know personally, if I wail on something enough, I get bored. This is a very, very common thing for whales. So I want people to stop worrying about this. It's not that the game is dying or anything like that. The game is thriving and it's continuously getting better. But the thing is, the more higher end whales usually quit around this time. This is a very common practice. 3 months in, bam, most of them are gone. Brand new ones come in and take their place. It's how it always works, right? And this is part of the reason why I don't really play my whale account that much anymore, because I've done everything I need to do. I'm for the most part caught up, and all my focus has been directed to the challenge that is my free-to-play account. Yes, I already know what's going to happen. Yes, I know what to expect. Damn right, I know what rewards are coming down the pipe. But the difference is the challenge difficulty is 10 times harder with this account, where not a penny has been spent and no advantages have been taken, because this really does do one of two things. Number one, it makes me appreciate the game more. And number two, it does make me look at the game in a different light. How do I, beat something where I don't have something that's OP to help me do it? What weapons do I use? What stats do I use? What hunters do I use? Etc., 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 right? And I think this is a very important aspect of free to play versus pay to win. Now, I don't want to go on the angle of like what's better, because quite honestly, both of them are two different lifestyles for two different kind of gamers. I don't want this to become whales are stupid, pay to win are smart, or free to play are smart, or whales are better than free to play because free to play are moochers. That's nothing to do with that. It's just preference, right? But I'm just giving you guys the real assurance here that this is a very common thing to happen in the game. Whales will leave on a constant basis from boredom. They'll go whale in another game, and it becomes this is why, again, I call it a revolving door. It just keeps doing the same pattern over and over and over again. Whaling is an addiction. It's an addiction. To some people, free-to-plays are addictions, and it becomes toxic both ways. There's a lot of toxic free-to-play players, and there's a lot of toxic pay-to-win players. It's really hard to find a middle ground between both. Dolphins are a good balance between both, and usually Dolphins have the best, in my opinion, clarity of what the game is all about. Because a Dolphin will spend X amount of dollars, will struggle, but will also still take advantage, and they will see how much more do they need to spend versus have I spent enough, and is this game going to be sustainable from a financial perspective long enough, right? And this is why I always say, guys, spend responsibly. Always spend responsibly, because you never know when your last day is. So to Ty Powell, I want to say thank you for obviously being part of it. The other thing I want to talk about is with those gaps now happening in our guild, we have openings. Yeah, Kaizen, which is the guild that I'm part of, the top end whale guild. We still have GoHack, we still have Genos, we still have a lot of the bigger Sticky Minaj. We have some of the biggest whales there are now looking for people to recruit, and we are looking for people who can get at least 2.4 billion score on one run at the very least, at one run. If you guys can do that, and you guys are looking for a high end guild, this is when you want to join. I would highly recommend doing so, because the guild is bomb. Like, this is my score last week. I only had one attempt, unfortunately. I ended up being 6th place. So this is my pay to win score. I've definitely gotten 5 before and above. So it's doable. I just haven't had a chance. But this is the kind of score we're hoping to see people get. So if you are interested in a top end guild who's doing insane amounts of numbers, great, scores, and just going to be able to teach you some things you may have never seen, definitely apply for the guild. It is available. GoHack, I think, is right now leading Kaizen with Genos. So feel free to DM GoHack or DM myself, and I'll direct you to the guild. Just make sure you show us the guild score that you can get, and you guys have an opportunity now to join with these people that are currently leaving. And this is happening all over the place, by the way. People are leaving left and right. But again, like I said, brand new people are joining. So do not worry about the health of the game. The game is actually doing fine and will continue to do fine as long as we have the community to back us as content creators, and us content creators are backing the community, and we're being true to ourselves and the game. I will never ever big up this game if it's doing something wrong, but honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I truly feel this game is still going in the right direction. But we'll see what happens, right? With the new 2 young girls coming out, which, funny enough, we have a tweet about right here. We already know who they are, you losers. Send 7,000 tweets and reveal their identity. Like, we know who they are. At the end of the day, it's important to remember that this is a limited time characters with small kids. We know the future characters coming out thanks to Alpha Leaker are going to be Monwa related characters, non-original characters, one original character being their teacher, and we have a lot to look forward to, a lot of good content coming. So again, if you are looking for a home, a brand new guild, a top end whale guild, make sure you do DM GoHack or myself. I will direct you to them as long as you provide us the score that you have. And remember, guys, this is just a game. Don't worry about people leaving. People will always take their place. The only time you ever have to worry is if you get an official word from a actual rep from Netmarble saying the game's closing down. But I see this game being around for a very, very long time. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.